Hello, this is Terry Dean of MyMarketingCoach.com, and today I want to talk about probably what's the biggest roadblock that stops most people from succeeding online. And that's learning the basic skills of online persuasion. If you're going to succeed online, you're going to have to learn how to persuade people to buy your products and services. You're going to have to learn how to persuade them to click on your emails, to open your blog posts. You're going to have to persuade them to watch your videos. Persuade them to join you on social media or whatever else that you're offering. If you want to have joint venture partners, you're going to have to persuade the joint venture partners to listen to what you have to say and then to share it with their audience. So everything you do online is going to come back to your skills of online persuasion. It doesn't matter how much traffic you can generate if you can't persuade your visitors to take the action that you need and want, then you're not going to be successful online. This brings us to a word that most people fear. I mean, they shake in their boots the moment we even mention that word, and that word is copywriting. What do you think of when I use the term copywriting or a copywriter? Most people think of this person who's great with words. They're a skilled writer. They're hiding in their office, coming up with the perfect words, the constant perfect words to persuade people to their way of thinking. They're the absolute best writers you could think of. I have good news for you. Copywriting, the term itself, is a misnomer. It's not about how great of a writer you are. A much better term than copywriting would be a copy listener. Because the best copywriters in the world are who they are because they're the best at listening to their markets. Dan Kennedy has a term that says you want to enter the conversation that's already going on in the heads of your prospects. And that's what we're talking about here, is the best copywriters aren't that way because they're the best writers. There's probably all kinds of novelists that could write circles around most of them. What they are is they're the best at listening to what the customer really wants and providing that to them. And so you're going to be much better at persuasion, not because of your copywriting skills, but because of the listening skills. And online, there are so many ways that you can find out exactly what your customers are thinking, the conversation that's going on in their heads, for free. Now, the best way is always to talk to customers directly. You could get on the phone with customers you already have, ask them why they chose you. What desperate problem led them to looking for a solution? What desire were they looking for when they bought your product? Why did they choose you over the competition? What part of your story was most interesting to them? What hooked them and brought them in? And who else were they thinking of buying from and why? That's some of the basic information that you can find just talking to customers directly. If you don't have any customers yet, then start speaking to customers who are thinking about making a purchase. What's most important to them? What is their buying criteria that they're looking for right now? And online, here's another beauty of the online system. One of the websites I love is Amazon.com. Why? Because we have buyers at Amazon. Now, if we look for people who are searching things on Google, they might be searching on Google just because they want information on the subject. They might be searching on Google just because they're bored and they're curious about the subject. But people go to Amazon and they search Amazon only because they're thinking about buying a product. They might be buying it right now or they're doing more research to buy, but they are in a buying mentality when they're at Amazon. So I love going to Amazon. The first thing you can do at Amazon is you can start looking through the bestseller list in whatever market you're in. Whatever it is that you're selling, you can look to see if they're selling something similar on Amazon, if they have a category for it, what's on the bestseller list, what is selling well on Amazon. The next thing that you can do is you can start going through the top selling products and looking at the reviews. What are people saying about these products? Well, I love to go through reviews. I spend a lot of time on reviews and I make my clients do the same thing. I'll bring up Notepad or a simple word processor and I'll start going through the reviews on whatever products are most related to what I'm going to be offering. And I'll be copying the exact customer language out of the Amazon reviews over into my Notepad. So-and-so over here may have a special phrase here about why he chose this product. I'll copy and paste that over here. Might be the full sentence, might just be a short phrase that I copy and paste over there. But what I'm finding there is I'm finding the exact customer language of why they made a buying decision. And it gets even better. on Amazon, people also vote on the reviews. That they like this review, that this is an important review to them. And if you see that 481 people liked this review, then that means that there's 481 people that thought this review gave them the language and the information that helped them make a better buying decision. So we know that if tons of people say this is the information that helped them make a good buying decision, that's the kind of information that you're going to need to be talking about. So you're copying and pasting information over in the notepad of exactly what people are looking for, and you do this over multiple products. In addition, on some of the reviews, you're going to have other people making comments about the review, and there ends up being a discussion that you find out even more information that you can be copying and pasting over here. Sometimes I'll come out Amazon with 6, 7, 8 pages worth of ideas and information and buying criteria for my customers. Okay, where else could we go on Amazon besides Amazon? We can go to discussion forums. We can go to discussion boards and forums. Now, just go over to Google and search for your keyword plus forum or your keyword plus discussion board. And you're going to find the discussion boards in your subject. What are you going to do here? You're going to start going through there. You're going to start looking for questions. You're going to start looking for people talking about products in the market. They're going to talk about their problems in the market. What are their biggest problems and biggest frustrations? You're going to be copying that language over into your word process file. You can also sort the forum and see which ones are the most popular. What are the most popular posts? They have a whole bunch of replies to them. So you see this post over here has 855 replies. That means it's a hot subject. Everybody's interested in that subject. Well, what are they talking about here? Start pulling information from that. You're going to find out what's most important to people. So that's method number 2. Method number 3 is there's a site called tweetgrid.com. Tweetgrid.com. And what you can do there is you can go there and you can set up keywords that you want to search on Twitter, and it's going to give you a live feed from Twitter about what people are saying about that keyword right now. If you just go to TweetGrid, maybe they set it up by grids. So say you want a 2x2 grid. That means you get to have 4 keywords that you input right now. And then those 4 keywords, you're going to make them all about your subject, and then you can sit there and watch as people say exactly what they're thinking about your keywords in real time. I like what my friend Glenn Livingston says about Twitter. He says Twitter is where you have people walking down the street constantly shouting out what they're thinking all the time. So you can go to TweetGrid and watch what people are thinking all the time about your subject in multiple different keywords at once in real time. That's awesome for doing your research. So we can talk directly to customers. We can use Amazon reviews. We can use discussion boards and forums. We can use TweetGrid to find out with Twitter. All of this is feeding us our customers' exact buying language and decisions and what they need to hear to make a buying decision. So instead of sitting in a vacuum trying to come up with all these ideas, use this research that you put together, go through the material that you've collected, organize it, edit it, modify it, and see how which parts relate to the product or service that you're offering, and enter into the conversation going on in the heads of your buying prospects. This is the material that you need. Use their language and repeat back to them. This is true whether you're working on your website. This is true whether you're working on a video. This could be the title of your blog post. It could be the exact customer language you pulled from somewhere. That's the title of your blog post. It could be the headline on your sales copy. It could be the subject line in your email. So everything we're doing here, we're just going back to what we're already finding, and we're taking the material of what our customers are already saying. And if you start doing it this way, it's no longer a big fear of copywriting, because it's not about writing. It's not about being a great writer. It's about being a great listener and hearing what the market's already saying about your product and service.